Hello viewers and listeners. Welcome once again to Salida TeleRadyo, where you will learn valuable lessons in spite of pandemic. This is your teacher host, Teacher Faith Perocho from La Filipina National High School. And this afternoon, you will learn propaganda techniques, a lesson of grade 8 English. Let's give the floor to our teacher broadcaster, Teacher RINA S. GUIMALIG.
Thank you, Ma'am Faith. Hello, viewers and listeners. Welcome to our lesson this afternoon. We are very glad because despite the pandemic, we will be able to deliver our lesson to you through our Salida TeleRadyo. This afternoon, we are going to discuss about the propaganda techniques, which is part of your Quarter 3, Module 2 of our lesson Grade 8 English. So today, before we are going to start, let's have our objectives. The first objective is identify the types of propaganda techniques. Our second objective is analyze intentions of words or expressions used in propaganda techniques. Before we move on to our discussion, I will show you some pictures that have something to do with the expectation versus reality, especially in buying or ordering food or goods through online. The first picture shows that in the expectation, the burger and French fries look very delicious and fresh, but in reality, it is not what you have expected. The second picture shows about shoes. In the expectation, the shoes is very good in shape and the color is nice. But in reality, it is big and it is so ugly to wear. The third picture shows about a dress. In the expectation, it looks so beautiful and gorgeous. But in reality, the dress is not fitted to you and it looks so horrible. What can you say about the pictures? Have you experienced being persuaded by someone? Have you ever felt like you were being manipulated to do something? What is your basis for believing? Before you answer these questions, let us discuss first the topic. Let us define what is propaganda. Propaganda techniques are the methods and approaches used to spread ideas that further a political, commercial, religious, or civil cause. Who uses propaganda? Military, media, advertisers, politicians, or even you and I use propaganda. Here are some commonly used propaganda techniques. Technique number 1, card stacking. Involves the deliberate omission of certain facts to fool the target audience. Consider this. You are at a job interview, and the interviewer asks you to tell them about yourself. Do you tell them all the good qualities and traits that make you who you are and improve how they see you professionally? Or do you lay all the negatives out on the table? Of course, you do the former or the earlier. That is exactly what an advertiser does through card stacking ads. In such an advertisement, an advertiser omits any information that may affect their image negatively and includes only the information that will lure or tempt you into the trap. Let's look at the example. Sun chips, less salt than you think, 30% less than regular chips. This ad uses stats to portray why the product is healthy. It implies that sun chips are better than regular chips because they contain 30% fat than said chips. But what if the amount of fat in regular chips is so high that 30% less is still very dangerous for you? You won't go and check the nutritional value on the back of the packet. The ad will convince you to buy the product and potentially cause harm to your body. Technique number 2, glittering generalities. It is a technique where propagandists use emotional appeal and vague, when we say vague, unclear statements to influence the audience. For better effect, brands may use anecdotes like inspiring you from within or to kickstart your day, or hyperboles, metaphors, or lyrical phrases to attract more attention. All that glitters are not gold, but you often come to that conclusion when it is way too late. Some examples of these glittering words include hope, change, possibility, justice, and others that give off an extreme positive vibe among other things. Do the products or services always do what they say? Not always, but the advertiser achieves what they set out to do, to influence your buying decision by triggering a positive reaction to word. Example, drink Coca-Cola. Things go better with Coca-Cola. The use of the word better in this ad is what triggers a positive reaction. We are always looking for ways to make things better, make experiences better, and that is what this ad promises. And it doesn't even stop at food. It isn't even mentioned. So anything ranging from pizza to a movie to a day out gets better with Coca-Cola. Technique number 3, plain folks. A convincing method to show they are just common people and demonstrates how the product is meant for everybody and will provide value to everyone. People are on the lookout for real experiences instead of the glossy images portrayed on the television by celebrity endorsers. Many people nowadays crave real experiences. When applied to advertising, this basically means that they want to see how a particular product or service brought value to a regular human being like themselves. Example, Walmart, save money, live better. Why is it an example of an ad making use of the plain fox technique? Well, because the mother-child duo with the shopping cart is the perfect example of regular folks indulging in regular activity. Any mother who has ever done grocery shopping with their little one can relate to this picture. They see themselves in it. Paired with the promise of saving money on groceries and gaining the ability to spend it elsewhere to improve the quality of your life. It is the perfect message. Technique number 4, name calling, involves using derogatory phrases to create a negative opinion about someone or some other brand. Have you ever had a rival at school or at work that you just have to beat at everything you both do? If you have ever been in a similar situation like the two I have mentioned, you will know that at some point, you have both resorted to name calling. And although you are not proud of it, you will still make use of negative words to say about the other person in comparison to yourself, which made you come out and appear to be the better person. Name-calling advertising is the most common between two brands that are similar, well-known, and have a loyal fan base. Understandably, they need to lure or trap consumers from the other side to their side. Some examples include Coca-Cola and Pepsi, McDonald's and Burger King, and so on. Example, Burger King, silly Whopper that's a Big Mac box. This is quite self-explanatory, although the name of the rival brand is not found anywhere in the ad. Their signature Big Mac box has been used, and the message is clear. The Whopper or Giant is so big and it can't fit into the box that holds the Big Mac. So, basically, you are getting a bigger burger than the famous Big Mac. Technique number 5, bandwagon. Persuading people to do something by letting them know others are doing it. Did you ever get bangs because all your friends were getting them? Even though you knew they won't look so great on you. Or you must have agreed that a certain teacher was awful because the entire class thought so, even if you thought you learned a lot from them. That is the mentality this kind of propaganda aims to exploit. Advertisers know that it is human nature to not want to be the one left out. They know that if they convince you that everyone else is buying their product or using their service, you will want to jump onto the bandwagon too. What do advertisers do with this information? They use it to their advantage. Example, McDonald's, over 99 billion served drive-through. After all, if they served 99 billion, there must be something special there, right? And who would want to miss out on that? So instead of just driving past and honoring the no fast food promise you made to yourself, you stop and grab a meal on your way home. Technique number 6, testimonial. Using the words of a famous person to persuade you. If a dentist talks to you about a toothpaste and all the benefits it offers you, you are going to take them more seriously than in a random person recommends it. Similarly, if a celebrity with beautiful hair endorses a shampoo or hair oil and tells you it is the reason for their beautiful looks, you will most definitely believe them and go out and buy it. This is basically the testimonial propaganda definition in a nutshell. Advertisers use the testimonials of influencers, authority figures, or experts in the field to convince you that their product is worth your money. Example, Nike, the world's best ball. Nike wants to sell a ball. Nike knows that its target audience is mostly young sports person, many of whom look up to Wayne Rooney, a famous soccer player who is known around the world. Even if they don't, they acknowledge and admire his skill on the field and deem or believe him an expert in all things, especially soccer. So they are definitely going to buy a ball that Ronnie is holding out and referring to as the world's best ball. Now that we are done with our discussion, I will show you some pictures and I want you to identify the propaganda techniques being used from the pictures. What kind of propaganda technique is picture number 1? Pizza Hut. Give your loved ones a bigger treat with 50% more. Yes, correct. It is a card stacking. This pizza advertisement is a card stacking because it states that pizza gives 50% more with free 50% more meat and free 50% more cheese. However, the statistics are not possible to verify. There is no way that the customers will identify if the pizza had 50% more cheese or meat. How about the second picture? What kind of propaganda technique is picture number 2? McCafe, iced mocha, creamy, dreamy, icy, chocolatey. Correct. It is glittering Generalities. McDonald's is known for maintaining thorough advertising and marketing campaigns. They put a lot of effort in order to connect with the customers in a fun and exciting way. The pictures shows a delicious looking iced coffee mocha with the emotionally appealing phrase, creamy, dreamy, icy, chocolatey. The word chocolatey is not even a proper word, yet is used to draw one's attention so that they will purchase their item. The connotation associated with the phrase is extremely positive. So the hope is that The customers will buy their product based on the advertisement. This device makes the people to approve without examining evidence, suggesting that their iced mocha will always be highly pleasant to the taste. How about picture number 3? What propaganda technique is being used? President Rodrigo Duterte is eating durian. Very good. It is plain fox. Durian is known as food for ordinary people, particularly in Mindanao. With a picture of President Duterte eating durian, it portrays that our president is one of us, in order to portray a sense of commonality as he does something no special than what all of us do. Our president here looks like a plain folk or a normal person by eating durian. What kind of propaganda technique is picture number 4? Philippines, you've made the switch. Over a million Filipinos have already tried Oral-B toothpaste. Yes, correct. It is Bandwagon. A million of Filipinos have tried toothpaste with this brand. Don't you feel left out? Well, if you hadn't before, you will do after you see this ad. And an Oral-B toothpaste finds its place in your shopping cart on your next grocery trip. How about this last picture? What kind of propaganda technique? How do you like your chicken noodle? Progresso with MSG while Select Harvest without MSG. Exactly, it is a name calling. Everyone knows that monosodium glutamate or MSG is bad for your health. And Select Harvest could have promoted the fact that their chicken noodle is free from MSG. But they didn't do that. Instead, they dragged their competitor down by informing consumers that their product has MSG. Further, they asked you a question and made you choose, emphasizing that you are responsible for making a healthy decision when it comes to food. And that is what you will do by choosing Select Harvest. Wow! You got it perfectly. Now that we are almost done, let me ask you again the questions which I have asked you a while ago. Have you experienced being persuaded by someone? Have you ever felt like you were being manipulated to do something? What is your basis for believing? You probably were. There is always the chance that it was all in your head and you just felt like you were being used. But it is not unlikely that someone made use of your emotions to get something they needed. It makes sense if someone you know personally was able to do that. But did you know strangers often manage to influence you too? Also, we are being persuaded because we are convinced by the words, not only that, but also those pleasant and beautiful pictures and being posted that are very tempting or inviting to our eyes. To be a wise buyer or consumer, you have to be able to spot spending traps or tricks, avoid impulse buying, and be able to get the best value for the least amount of money. Do your research before purchasing item online and knowing exactly where your money is going. Using a step-by-step decision-making process can help you make more deliberate, thoughtful decisions by organizing relevant information and defining alternatives. And now for your assignment, I want you to create a poster about safety measure to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 using one of the propaganda techniques and send it to your teacher using Messenger. For your rubrics, for content, 3 points entirely significant and relevant, 2 points substantially significant and relevant, 1 point considerably significant and relevant. For the grammar, 3 points use correct grammar with no error. 2 points has 2 grammatical error, one point has 3 or more grammatical error. I hope that you learn a lesson from the topic that we discussed today. Till next time, goodbye and God bless.
Wow, that was great. Thank you so much, Mom Rina. Thank you so much, viewers and listeners, for tuning in. I hope that you have learned valuable lessons today. Stay tuned for our next subject. Bye for now.